Hi everyone, once again a very good evening to one and all. Here is one another talk show. Today guys we have with us Sweta Shah. Sweta is a fashion designer. She is a fashion blogger as well. And we are going to talk so many things with Sweta today. And Sweta, welcome.
Hi everyone.
Great. Sweta, as I know that what you do and what exactly you are moving ahead with your passion, that is your blog writing in the field of fashion. And also you are running a company for the fabric manufacturing. So let us start with a straightforward question, Shweta, because I want to know something that how do you manage your two different entities? The first is your fabric manufacturing and another is your fashion writing, blogging.
Basically, fabric manufacturing is my core business, and blogging is my strength. It's my passion for fashion since I've been connected to this industry since more than 10 years now. So, blogging is passion, and blogging, as in I wanted to do something creative and share my knowledge and experience about fashion.
Okay. Okay. Shweta, it was known that mainly if you see that when you see that fashion and all and blogging and all, Surat was considered as a city where so many girls, so many females, they can get some encouragement to go for blog writing, and they can never dream of writing the blogs in the field of fashion. So, as we say, it was a monopoly for the women of Mumbai or Delhi or Bangalore, Pune. They used to write these kind of blogs, but when it started from your side, I have seen that you have grown like anything in last couple of months. So tell me the journey. Like, it was not an overnight journey for you. You must have dreamt about writing the blogs in the field of fashion from last so many years. And how did it turn out to be a reality? From where did it start, and how did you started coming up with a reality?
Well, see, I have been educated in fashion. I've taken my education in fashion, and I started from scratch. And since last 2 years, I was very eager to start a blog. But to be honest, I was not into a digital platform where I really had a core strength about how to go on a platform where digitally I can be professional. Where I took training from iWipnan. iWipnan is a platform which has shown me a professional side of blogging. What digital platform can do even if you are not digitally sound. A course which I did from iWipnan was so important to me that it's not about knowing English or knowing just about the industry, which I was knowing since so many years. But I always had that fear that I won't be that strength. I won't have that strength to go digitally because I'm lacking in that background. But actually, it was you who gave me the strength, and of course, my experience of so many years gave me the platform that no, I would really want to spread my knowledge to the young budding designers who are struggling in small towns. So I can share my experience so they can have a professional platform through my knowledge. And if that is helpful to me, helpful to them, I would be very happy. If I can even contribute a bit in the fashion industry.
Okay, great. Shweta, I tell you one thing that in last couple of months, I met few females who are so interested and so keen to start their own blogs, whether they belong to the field of fashion, they are good travelers, they are good cook. So they want to start something, but they are not getting that kind of inspiration, or maybe they are not getting the kind of initiative which they would like to have. So, what to this female who are actually looking to start, from where do they need to start?
I would suggest you should start very small, like taking an initiative to put small articles on Facebook. Then they should start doing some social media activity. That is, they should have their proper Instagram account, proper Facebook, start promoting. And once they have that, they should definitely make a WordPress blog for them. They could have a lot of writing practice due to, they'll get a lot of confidence through social media if they start sharing their hobbies and their ideas on the social media platform. Before having a professional platform, I think from where you can get the confidence.
Okay. Okay. So like I'll tell you that those who here I've written the name of the website of Sweta. It's shwetsdiva.com. You must visit this site. It's a wonderful blog if you are a fashion lover, if you love to know so many things about the fashion, and if you are a good follower of the fan, you should visit this website. You must be finding so many interesting and knowledgeable blogs written by Sweta. Sweta, like now as our not only a blogger, but you are also a businesswoman. So how difficult it is, because you are doing a business in altogether a different industry. It is a manufacturing industry where you most of the time you have to work with machines and labors. But at the same time, when it comes to blog writing, it is all about. So now tell me, Sweta, how do you cope up? How do you manage between manufacturing of the fabrics and, at the same time, you have to write some good blogs, because both the things are very different. The target audience are very different. So how do you manage?
Yes, I do. Platforms are very different. But to be honest, blogging is my passion, where I put a lot of my ideas, and whatever I write is straight from my mind. I myself too much to write a blog. It's just straight away from whatever I have experienced in the fashion industry. And if you come down to fabric manufacturing is very difficult and very different from blogging, whereas in fabric manufacturing is a lot of planning work, where you have to plan according to the season and you have to work at least 3 months ahead of your season. As in, if there is, we start preparing for winters during monsoon, and we start preparing for summers during winters. So the whole cycle is 3 months ahead in manufacturing. Because when we sell the manufacturing product to the retailers, by the time it's in the store, it takes a process of 3 months. So basically these two are very different platforms, where blogging is completely day-to-day work, where I share my day-to-day fashion experience, whatever fashion shows have been done practically previously, as well as on manufacturing from garments, from fabrics to the end garments. So that's what I share in my blog, and my blog is not just about fashion. It's an overall idea where I share even the technical side of fashion designing, wherein I have a special column for designer secret, where I share everything from apps, latest apps, to construction, to how to make a portfolio, how fashion works for the fashion designers. So it's complete overall my experience of so many past years, which I've been working in this industry since last 8 years. I have shared everything in the blog. And my main motto about the blog is that you get a basic practical knowledge about the fashion industry, which you don't get it normally in the colleges. Practically, when the designers come out, there is some lacking of practical knowledge, which they learn after their internship. So if you study my blog, you would find that there are a lot of practical advices which it would be helpful for you to create a portfolio.
Yes. Because it's a B2B market altogether when it comes to the fabric manufacturing, and it comes to B2C and B2B both when it comes to shwetsdiva.com as a fashion blogger. I always wonder that how does it work into the B2B industry when it comes to digital platform, because as a Shamal Designs are the manufacturer of fabrics, and I know like you manufacture more than 20,000 types of different types of fabrics, and your fabrics are so popular all over the world. how do you work with Shamal Designs online e-commerce portal, and how do you manage to buyers? Because as you know, in the B2B industry, most of the time people are highly relying on the material because you are selling the fabrics, and they need to touch your fabric, they need to feel your fabric, and then only they decide they decide to put the order. So how difficult it is for you to manage e-commerce platform for Shamal Designs?
E-commerce platform of Shamal Design is doing extremely well. We are getting very good response on the e-commerce platform, which is, to be honest, for a B2B platform is little struggling. But our B2B platform, with the way we have designed, is like we have kept an option of free samples on the website, where the designers or even the apparel manufacturer who wants to feel the fabric, or practically they don't want to come here, and they don't have so much of time to come here practically and feel the fabric, they can always order the samples online. We have a section of free samples. They can go through the website. We have a lot of fabrics in jacquards, brocades, embroideries, prints. We even customize the fabrics. We have prints which we can customize. So normally we get the orders samples, like the order for some samples. They get the samples approved, and then they send us the MOQ for whatever is their requirement. And even we get a lot of inquiries for customer-based fabrics, as in if they want to make something which is customer-based. So we do provide. We even provide small quantities for the designers. They can even order for 20 meters, 25 meters, and even we do embroideries for 20 meters. So for a designer, it's not a big quantity.
Okay, great. Okay, I have to say that those who have joined just now, you can visit the website shamaldesigns.com, and guys, you should visit this website because how e-commerce in the B2B platform runs. And as I always say, that you have to be on your own platform rather than going and registering you are there on the portal as a B2B business. Then you are going to be you will be between the crowd, and maybe will not get that kind of attention which you actually deserve. So I always suggest, and I always believe, that if you are doing all the hard work should be there on your own website. So you must visit shamaldesigns.com just to get an idea that how even a B2B business can have a wonderful website and how it can create a great digital presence. Sweta, yes, we were talking about the blog, we were talking about the fashion. Tell me the role of the fabric as a blogger. Like, you know that because you are a fashion designer, you know how to write. But at the same time, I have seen a few fashion designers who are not so acquainted with the kind of fabrics. They know how to design, they know what is in the trend, they can write even. But when it comes to the knowledge of the fabrics, do you feel that you have a very good deadly combination of, as a fashion designer, plus having great knowledge about fabrics, and also you know how to write blogs, and also you know how to promote your blogs or how to promote your Shamal Designs website so that you can get the traffic. So I want to know, as a fashion designer, for any fashion designer, how important it is to know the fabrics.
As a fashion designer, fabric is the core strength. A designer cannot work without fabric. That's the core strength of a fashion designer. So whatever ideas you want to put, without fabric you can't do anything. So according to me, every designer has a knowledge about fabrics, but if they don't have a knowledge about fabrics, should go in detail about the fabric, because the final product, what they are going to make, if they don't have the knowledge about fabric, it's going to be very difficult how the final fabric is going to turn out to be. So as in, if they are looking for some fabrics like sequins, they should know that if the weave of the fabric is vertical, then the sequence has to be vertical. It cannot go opposite direction, because when they do the cutting and drafting, the whole seam line will turn out to be very different. So even it goes with the same thing with the view fabric. When it's a weaving based fabric, you should know that the view, is not like, it's not a stretchable fabric or it's not a stiff fabric. So that depends on the designing based, like what fabric has to be used in which design and when it needs to be used. So definitely the knowledge of fabric is very important for a fashion designer. And
Great.
there's a news coming up with some YouTube videos very soon on Shamal Designs, where you will get good knowledge for fabrics. Where we'll be updating a lot of fabric instructions also.
Absolutely, you are going to come with a great YouTube video, and so you know how to use different social networking sites. You know how to use Pinterest. You know how to use Instagram, and now you are going to start using YouTube. So, guys, here is a take. Even if you work in the B2B industry, you can use different social media. You can use, but believe me, you need to have that kind of patience, because you cannot reap all the fruits overnight, and you out of it, you have to wait for some time. So guys, if you have any questions for Sweta, you can definitely ask your questions. You can write down here just below this video in a comment box. Definitely I will try to put your question forward to Sweta, and Sweta would like to answer your question. Who can ask the questions? Anybody can ask the question. If you are working in the B2B industry, you can ask the question. If you are a fashion enthusiast, you can ask the question. If you are a manufacturer, you should ask the question. If you are just a student, but if you have some passion for digital marketing, or even how you can start your own business in the future, if you want to ask some question, you can definitely ask the question to Sweta. Moving on to the next question. Now, there is a kind of buzz in the market from last couple of years that every student, every girl student, they want to go in the field of fashion designing. Like even you have seen, and I have seen that there are so many private ones in Surat or maybe outside the Surat. So they join these institutions, they learn something about the fashion, but at the end of the day, hardly you will see the success ratio of this kind of students who are coming in the market. They are not getting any guidelines, they are not getting any guidance. What they end doing is they'll hire a photographer, they'll capture the photographs, they'll put it on Instagram and seeking some, follower. But what would you like to suggest to these budding fashion designers, the girl fashion designers who want to achieve some great heights, who want to become a very famous fashion designer in the field of fashion industry, but they lack guidance? So what would you like to tell to these students?
I would like to tell the students that don't just get influenced with the media and with the fashion industry, which you see it. It's purely a hard work, and it's truly very, very challenging business. It is not just that, in fact, you see fashion is grooming so well in India that it's such a big market, such a wide market, that I don't consider that a small town girl cannot be a big designer. There are a lot of females from Ahmedabad, from Surat, who has reached Bollywood. So there has a wide scope. Even in small towns, if you have a talent, you can surely beat the metro cities. But for that, you really have to be passionate enough to get dedicated, to have that strength, and to be really, really focused on where and how you want to reach to that goal. Just keeping the pictures on the Instagram is not going to help you to make a good career. Yes, but it will definitely help you if you continuously do it at a continuous pace and in the right way. It will surely help you. Because me, studied from Mumbai, I have done my education from LCF also, and I am being in Surat. I can definitely assure you that there are platforms, that there is nothing like a small city or a big city can only go for fashion shows and big weeks. No, every town or every small town can get the opportunity to reach that target, but it needs to be a lot of your creativity and the persistence to be continuous in this field, to be very steady, to believe in yourself, and be very passionate about your work. And I'm sure there is no limit to it. The sky is the limit then.
Yes, absolutely, Sweta. Sweta, normally we have seen that behind every success story, there has to be some failure. So do you have something to share with you? Because let us give some encouragement to those people who have seen the failure, but they could not stood up once again to achieve new heights. So do you have to share something as your past where you have seen a little bit of failure might have discouraged you to move forward, or maybe you are not so encouraged to start any new venture, and all of a sudden Shweta Diva came. And guys, I would like to tell you over here that Shweta's blog has been selected as one of the top 100 fashion blogs of India by one of the private institution in India only. And believe me, she started a blog on 14 Feb 2000, and we are in the month of July. So guys, it's hardly 5 months now, and in the span of 5 months, her blog has been selected as one of the best fashion blogs of India, and it's one in the top 100. So it's a big achievement, I must say so. Shweta, like, was there any failure story in your life?
To be honest, I would not deny you have a very big hand behind that, because there have been failures in my life. Motivated business known as filthy.com, where I used to do my small ventures of, it was e-commerce platform that we were doing B2C. It was not B2B. It was purely B2C. But that somehow was a platform which I couldn't make it work. So we continuously, like, we stopped it completely, and which was like, for me at that time, it was a time which was, I was feeling that it's a complete failure of my life. Now what I would do ahead, I didn't have the strength again to do something which was an online, thought in my mind that online is going to be very competitive, it's going to be very complex. Then I met you encouraged me, nothing like which is very complex. You can always go ahead. You taught me the practical knowledge. iViplan is a very big support there. I practically took this knowledge on the digital platform, and honestly, starting my blog was a dream. It was completely, I didn't have the strength to put it online, which you supported me a lot, that you have to do it. Without your deadlines, I think I wouldn't be here till here. And of course, I do believe that your family has to be there to support you. Where my husband has also supported me a lot to reach to this platform. And Shamal as a backbone, I can never forget. The finance has been generated, so I can never forget that. So I think my mentor is you. You have always mentored me, and till today you always guide me that no, this is right, this is wrong, this is the way you should do it. And honestly, I was very, very bad at Instagram, which you have put me to the mark that, Sweta, this is the right way to do it. And I was even scared of doing live, which you encouraged me, know that live is a platform where you don't really need to be scared and you have to face it, so that we can give some knowledge to, at least some experience of mine, which I've been sharing with you guys.
Thank you so much, Shweta. Shweta, we have a question from Amit. Amit, I know, like, he wants to become a blogger. He writes well. Believe me, he writes well. But as you know that everybody who writes well, who are good at English, cannot become a blogger, because there are so many hidden things which are there to become a successful blogger, to write the good blogs. So would you like to give some suggestions to Amit, or the people like Amit who are very good writers, who have very good command over English language? At the same time, they don't know how to get success as in the field of the blogging or as a blogger. So would you like to say something to these people, from where to start and how to move ahead, so that they can follow your guidelines, and maybe in their respective field, not in the fashion always, but in their respective field, they can start creating some buzz, so that more and more people can also start knowing their blogs and about them also?
I would say, see, if you started your own WordPress, I think there are a lot of blogging platforms where you can share your ideas, where you can share your articles. And I think that's a great lead where you can start writing your blogs on different platforms. You can see what inputs are you getting. And I think that can build up a lot of confidence in you to start your own blogging.
Okay. Okay, so I think Amit must have got the answer over here. And Shweta, like, what's your future plans? Like, because it's a continuous activity, you cannot stop writing blog overnight, and you know that how important it is to manage with all the frequency of writing the blog. Tell me, from where do you get the inspiration as a topic selection? Because when I write blogs, the biggest challenge for me as a blogger is to find the topic, to find the theme. Then after finding the topic and after finding the theme, you have to, you need to do some research, and you have to get your mind into it. You have to that kind of knowledge as well. So what's your future plan, or what kind of topics you have planned to cover in your blog?
My future plan, to be honest, is down the line, 2 years down the line, I want to be in the Lakme Fashion Week Blogging Association, which they are starting up very soon. They are coming up with a very good blogging platform, which I have just read an article day before yesterday that like fashion designers, they are coming up with fashion bloggers. They are going to promote a lot of Indian bloggers, which is a very big platform and comparatively very new thing which I came across. And I think that it's very challenging, and I'm very excited to go for it. Rather than challenging, I'm very excited to explore it. And I think because I'm very passionate about it, I think it would be fun going and enrolling into that field. And since I have an experience of practical knowledge from B2B to B2C, plus the garment factory, which we had it in the production for ethnic as well as Western. So that is my core strength, which gives me the excitement to keep on going for my blogs, which is have a practical as well as my passion to write. So that is the core strength. And yes, I definitely believe that there is a lot of hard work and brainstorming that how should your client get engaged, and how should they get the excitement from your blog writing. That's the biggest challenge for a blogger. So now I feel that since you need to have a variety of titles, that it should not just be fashion related to clothes, but fashion is connected to so many things. It's not just the styling, it's the fabric, it's styling, it's your day-to-day lifestyle. It could be even how you decorate your table, or it could be just a small corner of your desk work. It could be a laptop bag, it could be travel accessories. Fashion is not just related to what you wear. Fashion is basically your lifestyle, how you carry yourself, and how you follow fashion. I would strongly believe that you don't be a fashion victim. Be yourself and do things very nicely. You don't need to follow any fashion trend, but you just need to be comfortable, neat and fashionable. Fashion is not just following the trend. Be at your comfort zone.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Shweta, okay, I have here the question from Amit once again. Amit is asking that, can we put our blogs on other blogging platforms without prior permission or submitting our blogging portfolio? Now, I think, Amit, here comes the knowledge of the way you do digital marketing, and there are few things which are a bit technical and which are a bit marketing oriented as well. So what I'll answer on behalf of Sweta, I'll answer this question because I think this question relevant to me rather than Sweta. Obviously, you can put your blogs, you can submit your blogs on the different platforms, and there are so many platforms where you can put the links of your blog so that you can get more traffic from that. But I will never suggest you to write your own content for the other sites. But yes, if they are going to pay you, then you can work as a guest blogger for them. And believe me, if you are writing good, people will pay you. So it's not, there is nothing like free in the world. So even you should not write anything free for anyone. If they are ready to pay you, then you should write with your name kindly do not become a ghostwriter for any blogging site. If they are allowing your name also, then also go and write, because that is how you can create your own community and you will have your own big network. So you can and you should. But before that, to reach to that platform, I think that you must create your name in your industry, and your name will become popular if your website has that much traffic. Then believe me, so many people would like to invite you as a guest blogger or bloggers, and not only in India, but also from the other countries. They are going to invite you for sure. Sweta, a couple of last questions, and then we will wind up. Sweta, as you said that you want to reach to the height, you have some target in your mind for the Lakme Fashion show. So you must be, filling some competition even in your virtual space. There are so many good bloggers who are writing from Mumbai, from Bangalore, from Delhi. They have that ecosystem in their city. They have that kind of infrastructure in that city. They have the people surrounded who can understand the importance of the blogging, and maybe they can get so many inspirations even from the normal people who are moving in the city like that only. So tell me, how difficult you see to yourself that when you are going to compete this kind of fashion bloggers to be highlighted in the Lakme Fashion Show. So how would you prepare yourself so that you can beat those bloggers who are living in the metro cities?
Yes, it is challenging when we have to compete with the metro cities, because they are being surrounded and they are being exposed to a lot of other events, small events and big events. And like in a city like Surat, where there is not a lot of exposure, I do read a lot of articles which have small events and big events. So there you can participate with the small events, take the exposure, and then you can go to the bigger platform. I have been participating in a lot of fashion weeks prior. I have done a lot of work with a lot of celebrities like Isha Gupta, Vani Kapoor. I've done a couple of fashion shows with Sonal Chauhan. So that has given me a lot of experience in my past, that the platform to cover up, as well as I do update with a lot of other reading materials. That is, there are a lot of good books on fashion blogging which is available in online, and there are a lot of couple of fashion colleges like LCF, like FID, who gives a lot of fashion knowledges and online classes, which they have on weekend batches, which they are like for 3 days or 4 days. They have an online circular which is the trending set, like what are the trending opportunities for a fashion blogger, for fashion photography, for fashion articles. There are some short scratch courses which I normally participate and try to update myself through these medias, so that I can become as well as good as those metro cities.
Great. Okay, Shweta, the final question. I know this is a live session, and there will be some limitation for so many girls and boys also who might not have been able to join today because it's a working day, it's a Monday. We are doing it at Monday 4 o'clock. So it is so much difficult for so many people to take some time out of their busy schedule. But they might see it in the night, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe day after tomorrow, or anytime in the future. So it's a general question from so many people, that if a girl is so passionate about fashion, she wants to create a career in the fashion industry, or a boy who is going to start his own startup into the field of B2B, and there can be few people who are looking to explore their opportunities in the field of digital marketing also. So would you like to give some guidance or guidelines in the future if they can approach you? Because as I said, we don't still have that kind of ecosystem in our city. So if they want to approach you, would you be available for those people to guide them?
Definitely, it would be my pleasure to help them, and they can always contact me. I would drop down the email ID. My email ID is hello@shwetsdiva.com. And if there is any inquiry for fabrics, Then the ID is, you can always contact us at info@shamaldesigns.com. And for digital, always contact Bhautik sir. So he's always there for you, because practically when I am haywire, I also take his advice. So he's the best person to guide you digitally. So that's for sure. But definitely, I would be more than happy if I could help you anything, anytime. About you guys, anything regarding fashion. We have and guide you.
That's so nice of you, Sweta. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much for finding some time on the very first day of the week. I know it's a very busy days going on for you. You are working on multiple projects, guys. Sweta is really working on the multiple projects. She is a multifaceted personality of Surat, and being a woman, believe me, she is definitely making some good examples for the other female. And if really you are a teenager, you are studying in the college, or maybe you are still struggling to find your career in some interested field, then you should go and meet Sweta. Sweta is managing two different websites. One is the www.shamaldesigns.com. It's a B2B portal where a company sells different types of fabrics. They are the manufacturers of the fabrics, and there are more than 20,000 types of fabrics available. And it's an e-commerce platform, which is a big platform. You must visit shamaldesigns.com, and her own blog, that is shwetsdiva.com, and you will find a very different Sweta over there. You will see Sweta as a fashion designer, fashion photographer, fashion blogger. You will see so many different topics and so many different articles of written by her only. So you can contact her from any of these websites. Thank you once again, Sweta, for joining to us, and definitely we are going to come once again in near future, maybe with a different topic, but with the same zeal and with the same energy related to fashion, fabrics, and blogging. Thank you so much, Sweta. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
It was all my pleasure. All my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.